You're sitting around, you're just thinking about your long distance relationship partner, and you decide to give her a call. So you grab your phone and you punch it out, and the first thing you know, you got her online, you're looking at her, you're talking to her. What could be better than that? I'm going to tell you. What could be better than that is having the right app for the right job. A lot of times that we're using apps that we're using because somebody suggests them, it may not be the right app. It may not be the best one for you. So today what we're going to do is we're going to get into those apps, we're going to look at them, we're going to look at the pros and cons, and you can decide whether or not the app you're using is the right app for you. So come on with me and let's go on down to the boathouse and get into this. Hi y'all, Easy Slider here. Which is the best and worst apps for video call? This is the only video you're going to need to answer that question. There ain't nothing worse than talking to your long distance partner and losing the call or something messing up in the app. Now, are you using the best app? Are you sure? Okay. Which app are more suited to how you use it? The big question is, did you start using your app because somebody suggested it to you? Or did you actually do research and come up with the knowledge that you needed to know that this was the best app? You know, a lot of people are using the wrong app, or at least using an app that doesn't give them everything they need. So, isn't it about time, even though you may have been using your app a while, isn't it about time to make sure that you're using the best app? Now, several apps are popular for video chatting, and each one of them offer unique features that cater to different preferences and different needs. All right, we're going to go over the top video chat apps, and we're going to break down which might be the best for you, and it's going to be depending on your specific requirements. Now, be sure to stay with us all the way to the end, because if you don't, you might miss the app that's actually the best for you, and you don't want to do that. All right. First, we're going to go over the lesser known apps. Even though they may be lesser known, some of these are going to be important to people, and they're going to work better for some people. Now, I've got a lot of information here, and there's no way I could remember it all, so if you don't pardon me, I had to write it down. I'm going to have to put on my glasses where I can see what's going on, all right? Now, let's get into it. I'm going to give you the name of the app, the main features, what it's best used for, and the drawbacks. All right? The first app we're going to talk about is Zoom. Now, it has a free version, that allows up to 100 participants. Time limit of 40 minutes per meeting in the free tier. 2 strikes already for me. Yeah, it offers features like screen sharing, virtual backgrounds, Microsoft Outlook. Now, it's best used for work and education settings, that require larger group calls and where you're working with other people. It's reliable for professionals, and it's got a strong video and audio quality. The drawbacks. I mentioned them, kind of touched on it there. It's a 40-minute time limit when you're working in group calls. That can be a hassle because if you're not paying attention to what you're doing, you could easily go over that 40 minutes, all right? And the fact that it has a free version or paid version, we're going to find that in several of these. Now, to me, the number one drawback to Zoom is it is not encrypted. Now, some people don't know what encrypted means. It simply means that your conversation, your pictures are protected, leaving your computer going to the computer that you're trying to reach, all right? Nobody can go in there and look at your pictures, and nobody can go in there and look what you're saying if it's encrypted what they call end-to-end, all right? Now, the next one is Google Meet. The key features, it allows up to 100 participants with no time limit for the one-on-ones in the free version, but once again, a 1 hour time limit on the group meetings. So you're back to the fact that you got a paid and a free, and you're back to the time you're having to watch your minutes to where you don't go over and mess up. It easily integrates with Google Workspace, Gmail, Google Calendar. No need to install an app, which is that could be a plus for those of you that have trouble with things like that. It works directly from a browser. Google Meet is encrypted. Now, I didn't see whether it's encrypted end to end or not. I couldn't find that. Best used for the Google ecosystem. And that's the ones that want integration with seamless integration with all of their Google products. It has a casual and a professional meeting. The drawbacks: fewer features than Zoom. You don't have breakout rooms, in the free version. So back to struggling with the free versus paid, time versus time. The next one we're going to discuss is Microsoft Teams. Free version allows up to 100 participants. Once again, we're back to free versus paid. 60-minute time limit on meetings in the free version. Once again, we're back to a time limit, which kind of keeps you distracted because you're always having to watch for your time. It includes built-in collaboration tools like sharing and chat and task management. And it's deeply integrated with Microsoft Office tools like Word, Excel, and things like that. Microsoft Teams is encrypted. It's best for business and teams that are already using a lot of Microsoft things like Microsoft Office. Those needing a mix of video calls and collaboration tools. It can be, the drawbacks, it can be over complex for casual users. Now, this one might certainly have a place for people that have to use things like Word and Excel. So that definitely would have a place for some people that are mixing between the two. Now, the next apps that we're going to discuss are more related to casual chat, which is going to be most of us. When I go over these, check and see which ones you might be using, okay? Let me know which ones you use in the comments below. And also let me know if you see something else as we go through this that might be interesting that you'd like to try. Now, before we look at these, I want to remind you to subscribe. We need your help, guys. We are trying to provide information that's going to be helpful in your long-distance relationships, but I can't do it without you. So please, subscribe. That way you'll be able to continue to receive information that benefits you on your long-distance journey. Okay, let's look at the most commonly used video chat apps. Talk to me, baby. Skype. Key features. Can host group calls up to 100 participants. That 100 seems to be dragging through a lot of these, all right? No time limits for video calls. That's a real plus. Supports screen sharing, file sharing, live subtitles. Skype is end-to-end encrypted. Now, let me give you my experience with Skype. I've used it for quite some time, and years ago it did have a tendency to drop calls. I haven't had really much trouble with that. Occasionally it still might drop one, but very seldom now. It's usually a pretty reliable app, and like I say, I've used it a lot, and the fact that it's, the free time limit and the encryption is a big thing. Now, it's best for casual use with your family and friends, and of course for people that need unlimited video calls without restrictions. They don't want to always be watching everything. So Skype is a good one there. Now, it's a popular choice for video chat for several reasons. Excuse me. It has wide device compatibility. It works good across all the platforms. Free video calls. That just makes it a whole lot easier to keep track of and to work with. Screen sharing. High quality audio and video. Easy to use interface. Integration with Microsoft services and security. Now, a couple of things that we talked about there. Easy to use. I want to tell you that Skype is very easy to use. And once it's loaded on, it only takes you a few minutes to kind of figure out how to use it. And security, the fact that it's end-to-end encrypted is always a plus. Most people like that. Most people want that. It just gives you, more protection about what you have on your computer. Drawbacks: slightly outdated interface compared to some of the newer ones, but I've never found that to be a problem with me. I've never looked at it and said, oh, okay, this is just so outdated. It will occasionally drop a call. I've had that happen, but not so much lately. All right, the next one we're going to talk about is WhatsApp. The key features on it is it supports calls up to 32 participants. Okay, we took a big drop there from 100 down to 32. A positive, it is end-to-end encrypted for all calls. Remember, that's important. Works across mobile and desktop apps via WhatsApp web. And is best for quick and easy video calls on mobile devices, secure video chat with smaller groups. Now, WhatsApp is a great choice for video calls because it's easy to use and its privacy features. It's easy. Here's a few of the reasons. End-to-end encryption. Cross-platform, meaning you can use it with Android or all of them. Good video quality with low data usage. That's the only one I saw that said it had low data usage. That might be very important for somebody that's working on a phone or somebody that has a paid, subscription that they're putting out money for if they're having to buy a load. Good video quality with low, like I said, good video quality with low data usage. User-friendly interface. Integrated with messaging. Group video calling. Global popularity, and that I know it is. I've seen it everywhere. Now, some of the drawbacks. It's limited to smaller groups. It's primarily a mobile-first app with few desktop features. My experience with that is I use a desktop. Okay, it's just easier for me. I don't like to use the little bitty keys and look at the phone. So to use this app, which I have, I had to go to my phone and set everything up. Then go back to my desktop to use it. Well, if you're going along in there and you need to make a change on something, a setting or something like that, you've got to stop at your desktop, go back to your phone, make the adjustments, then go back to your desktop. So anyone that's using this app, that's using a desktop, is going to find it inconvenient. And that's pretty much what my experience is. It's, for me, it's inconvenient. For those using a phone, it might have some great advantages because it uses low data. Facebook Messenger, everybody knows about this one. Key features: video calls up to 50 people. It's integrated into Facebook, so it makes it really easy to really easy to use. It has fun filters and good effects. Facebook Messenger offers encryption, but it's not fully end-to-end encrypted by default. Messenger provides two types of encryption. Secret conversations. That sounds kind of wild, doesn't it? These are end-to-end encrypted chats available on the mobile app. They use signal encryption protocol, meaning only you and the person you're chatting with can read the message. To start an encryption conversation, you have to specifically initiate a secret conversation. We'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute. The next one is end-to-end encryption for regular chats, and they say that's coming soon. I haven't seen it. I don't know whether it has come or hasn't come, to be honest with you. Facebook's been gradually rolling out end-to-end encryption as an option for all our conversations on Messenger, and it's similar to WhatsApp. However, this feature, they say, is still in the testing phase, and in some regions and many other places, it's yet to be available by default. For now, Messenger chats are encrypted in transit, so as it moves between devices and Facebook servers. This feature is still in the testing phase, and like I said, in some areas you can't get it. For complete privacy, secret conversations are currently the most secure option on Messenger. It's best for social and casual video calls with family and friends. Group chats and video calls with Facebook community. It's a good choice for video calls for a couple of reasons. It's widely accessible, easy to use, has fun features, group calls, and an integration with Facebook. Drawbacks: it's tied to Facebook, which may not appeal to all users. It's very easy to forget to use secret conversations. You have to go in there and turn it on. And when you're getting ready to talk to somebody, the last thing you're thinking about is, I need to go in and turn this on, because you're already talking and it's just natural to feel like you just continue on. So in that area, it has its drawbacks. And we mentioned the encryption that we were talking about. If it's not end-to-end encryption, that means that along the way, Facebook can look at whatever your pictures are sending, and they can look at your conversations. All right, so it's not end-to-end there. They have access to it. So to me, that's a real drawback. FaceTime for ISO and Mac. Key features: it's easy to use for iPhone, iPad, and the Mac users, or all our Mac buddies. Supports up to 32 participants. High video and audio quality. FaceTime calls are, once again, end-to-end encrypted. That's so important. It's best for Apple users who want seamless integration across their devices. That says it all. Apple users. Drawbacks: it's only available for ISO and Mac OS users, and it makes it less versatile. But our Mac folks have got something to work with. Now, let's recap. We're going to recap and then talk just a little bit more. Which is best? For work and collaboration, Zoom and Microsoft Teams are ideal if you need features like screen sharing and breakout rooms and larger groups. But you remember, we did mention that Zoom is not encrypted, and it does have time limits, so does Microsoft Teams. Now, for casual use with friends and family, which is probably what most people are using, WhatsApp, Skype, and Facebook Messenger. They're simple to use, they're fun, and they're providing free phone calls. You Skype, like I said, I've used it a lot. For Apple users, FaceTime is the best choice for a smooth experience across Apple devices. For Google users, Google Meet's excellent for casual to professional meetings, especially if you're using Gmail and Google Calendar. Now, each app has its own strengths depending on whether you're prioritizing work-related features, security-related features, ease of use, or platform integration. Zoom is often seen as the most well-rounded for various professional users, even though I personally don't care for it simply because it's not encrypted. While WhatsApp, Skype, and Facebook Messengers are better for quick and easy professional video chatting. They're just easy to use, and you don't fall into the restrictions you do in some of the others. Now, let me know which app you're using. The pros and cons that you find with your app. All right? Just remember, if you haven't tried one of these and you think you might like to, give it a try. You might find out that one that we've discussed is easier for you to use because of what you're trying to do. So look at them and give them a shot, and let me know what you feel about what you're finding out, okay? Now, please remember to subscribe. I need your help. Now, let's just slide on over to our next video and chat about it.